Okay, I ordered some food, so I'm gonna like keep an eye on that, so I don't miss it. But don't want to waste any time, so okay, Putting the encounter with Greg in the back of my mind, I usher Aiden into my workroom. I start organizing the various pieces of fabric I've purchased at the market, placing them down on the work table. Hey, Aiden stands there quietly, watching me work. Does that happen a lot with you? He asks all of a sudden. Does what? My hands freeze as I look up at him. The harassment from that guy. Ah, Greg, I reply with a small sigh. I've run into him a couple of times, yes. Sometimes he'll try and befriend me on Arena just to cuss me out. Aiden looks uncomfortable, his eyes shifting left and right. Isn't this something you can report to the police? I purse my lips and think how that would go. It would probably amount to nothing. I don't think I can really report an asshole to the police, you know? Yeah, they say he hasn't done anything yet, so sorry we can't do it. He might have threatened you, but like, he hasn't done anything, so we'll do something about it when you're dead. But isn't this bordering on stalking? Well, I've had an actual stalker before, I tell him, memories flooding back. I fold the aqua-colored fabric and store it underneath my work table. I was in high school and he was someone from another class. He always tried standing uncomfortably close or sitting next to me despite all the other open seats outside. What did you do to stop it? Aiden asks, genuinely sounding worried. He started leaving me really creepy love notes. He didn't sign them with his name or anything. But it was painfully obvious it was him, I say, gritting my teeth. I spent a lot of days paranoid that he was watching me from afar. Eventually, one of the teachers caught him. I bite my lip, feeling weird for telling him. Releasing himself on my backpack. The look on Aiden's face changes from shock to pure disgust. What? He breathes out. I give him an awkward smile, stroking the fabric flat with the palm of my hands. They kicked him out of school after that. I read manga where guys do that, but never thought that happens in real life. His eyes soften. Sorry you had to go through that. That's so disgusting. I think I threw up in my mouth a little bit. Don't worry, I burned that backpack with fire. Felt a little cathartic. So did the police get involved? He asks. Actually, I'm not sure. I know the school tried to handle it internally. Looking back, I'm annoyed I didn't press to go further with the issue. But back then, I was 17 and still scared. I just wanted to forget about it as fast as possible. But the thing with Greg, unless he does something like, you know, masturbate on my belongings, the judge is just going to deny any restraining order. Does it not count that he yells vulgar words at you in public? I shrug indifferently. I think they would just laugh at me if I tried. No wonder I read about stories where women tried to avoid walking alone at night, he sighs. It's even worse at cons, I groan. This will be my first time. What should I expect? He asks, leaning against the table, arms folded. Wait, let me just move my phone so I can see it. Oh, shit. How do I undo what I just did? You can't see that, right? Oh. Okay, that was it. Well, it's a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, I say with a grin. But inevitably, I'm going to run into someone who can't keep their hands to themselves. Like Greg? Like Greg. Aiden looks down, dejected. What do you do when it happens at the con? Well, when something like that happens, I start. I tell them off straight away, I say, shaking my head with a huff. No one lays a hand on me. Isn't that super scary? Aiden looks concerned. I don't like conflict, so I would probably just freeze up and not say anything. I guess my instinct is to defend myself straight away, so if my voice doesn't work, I'll start throwing hands. I explain. Wow, Aiden whistles. Have you ever had to? I slapped a guy in during one of the cons I went to before. He pinched my butt and thought that was okay to do. I had no idea this was so common, he mumbles. Is there anything I can do? He asks. He pushes his fingers together. I mean, when other Gweg incident happens. Then again, I'm not the best. I don't think I can be a knight in shining armor. Confrontation is really scary, but I don't want to freeze up either. As I place the last of the purchased fabric rolls down under the table, I take my time to answer his question. It's not that I need someone to save me. The problem needs to be handled before it can even become a problem. And that's tackling a whole variety of issues such as misogyny, toxic masculinity, even unchecked mental health issues. Basically, it's spread out among many different problematic areas. You can't really pinpoint something and say, yes, that's the reason, now we can fix it. Aiden wouldn't be able to personally make a difference into something so systematic. But he can try. The best thing you can do is prevent it from ever happening in the first place, I reply slowly. How's that? Small things like telling your guy friends to not make stupid jokes about women. Tell them it's not okay. Ah, you mean those sandwich-type jokes? He grumbles. I've heard so many of those. They're always cringeworthy. I've never had a guy friend who will hear their buds talking. Like, okay, I doubt my friend is ever gonna watch this video. Probably not. But he works with a lot of meatheads, I guess. He himself is, like, fairly intelligent. But yeah, he works with a lot of he works with a lot of men who are misogynistic. Let's just say it straight. And it's like it's kind of hard because like they're his workmates. So if he pushes back on saying something, he could create like an uncomfortable workplace. But also, I'm kind of like, doesn't it feel uncomfortable for you to hear those jokes already? Like, why don't you ever say anything? Why don't you ever push back? Like, I've never had a guy friend who pushes back on that stuff because it is so systematic, it is so ingrained. Like, it's boy talk, it's locker room talk, you know? It's so stupid, but it adds to a larger problem, you know? It just makes them think that more is, like, if that's okay, then surely a little bit more is okay. I don't know. Exactly. If guys are just acting like this without anyone ever telling them it's wrong, it devalues women in their eyes and makes it easier for them to treat us like objects. Aiden runs a hand through his hair. That's a lot to think about. Yeah, not exactly the type of topic I was expecting to bring up today. Haha. I chuckle lightly. I feel like going to the con is like walking into a minefield. I didn't mean for it to sound so bad. Like I said, my experiences are generally good. I wink at him. It's like Arena. You'll meet toxic people, but generally you have a good time with your group of friends. Haha, let's hope we don't run into any toxicity then. I clap my hands together. How about we finally measure you? Aiden's body stiffens. Right, so, do I take off my clothes? He asks awkwardly. I was just messing with you before. I can do it with clothes on, I say, laughing a bit as I take out my tape measure. Oh, that's good, he says in relief. I just don't really like being naked, he explains. Spread out your arm, please, I instruct him. Aiden spreads out his right arm and I step closer to him. Is it just showing off some skin or being literally naked? I ask, continuing the conversation. Both, he admits. I stretch the tape across his arm and I remember that the underside of it has vitiligo as well. Right now it's being covered by his sleeve so people cannot tell. It must be a conscious choice to wear sweaters despite the hot weather. So no more swimming for you either? I ask, remembering he said he used to work as a lifeguard. Aiden looks a little uncomfortable as I get up and personal with him. He keeps trying to avoid eye contact. That's right. I had to give that up. I pull the tape away from his arm and write down the measurements. Had to? I repeat. I place the tape on his shoulder and stretch it to the end. Well, there was a dress code at the pool, he starts. And that didn't include long sleeves. I finish for him. He gives me a sad smile, one that is probably hiding a ton of insecurity. It started when I was 15, then it gradually spread. I kept getting all these weird comments about it, especially from children. Kids can be quite forward and rude, I say agreeing, but they're just curious. Not when they start calling you a cow. Oh, I say, biting back my tongue and removing the tape from him. Well, that's just uncalled for. Try telling a toddler that. I give him an apologetic look. That can't have been easy. Adults know not to bring attention to it, but kids can be rather brutal when they see something they've never seen before. And again, adults can be just as vicious. You can put your arm down now, I tell him. Aiden releases his stance and returns to his usual posture, which is to say, awkwardly holding onto his arms. I do feel a pang of sympathy here. Suddenly developing a skin order in your teens must be a blow to your self-esteem. It's like when you're struggling with acne that won't go away. And the first thing people will see is your face, so it's hard to get away from petty insults and harsh judgments. Do you like to swim? I ask, moving away from the touchy subject. I stand in front of him and slip the tape around his chest, pulling it close until I touch his sweater. Aiden gulps as he looks down at me, seemingly perturbed by our close proximity. Used to, he answers. Not anymore? I note down the measurements in the book, then slip the tape down to his waist. I guess I still do, he admits in a quiet voice. I was actually rather good at it, he says with a cute smile. A shame you don't swim anymore then. I breathe out a short chuckle as I notice his waist is slimmer than mine. He really is skinny. You smell nice, he mumbles. Huh? I look up at him, surprised. He gives me an equally surprised look in return. He stammers, moving his gaze away from me. Your hair, the shampoo. It's nice, he quickly explains himself. His entire body stiffens up in response. Please relax, I say. I can't measure you when you're all clenched up. Sorry, he stutters. He takes in a deep breath and tries to relax. I drag the tape even further down to get his hips. But thanks, I say quietly. I like my shampoo. Haha, he chuckles nervously. I heard swimmers like to shave to get rid of any resistance. I lower myself down onto the floor, my face in front of Aiden's crotch. Spread your legs, please. That's the second time you've told me that, he grumbles as he adjusts his position. I legitimately have to get to your inseam. I argue back weakly, smiling at him. I tap his leg. So, did you shave too? Oh no, I wasn't that enthusiastic. Besides, I'm not all that hairy. I place the tape on the inside of his leg, getting a funny giggle out of Aiden, but he manages to stay still. Do you do this with a lot of people? He suddenly asks me. Do what? Measure your size or get people to put on feminine clothing and pose for me? I wonder which one he means. Measuring, he gulps. Pretty standard if I need to make a custom outfit, I reply. I stretch the tape all the way down to the hem of his pants. But if you're asking me whether I go around telling people to dress up in my lingerie, I note down the number, then rise up to face him. No, I do not. I finish my sentence. Aiden quickly looks away, embarrassed. I feel like the map moved, but okay. On my phone. I'm done. I got the measurements I needed, I tell him, a smile playing on my lips. Rubbing the side of his cheek with a finger, Aiden shuffles on the spot, trying to gather his thoughts. Is there anything else you need me for? He asks, almost like he's looking for a reason to stay longer. I'll eventually need you for the fitting. Oh, the haircut too, but that's later. Right, the haircut, he repeats. Seems he's still unsure about that haircut. If I mess up, I can just shave it all off. Don't make me go bald. He draws his hair tight around his face like he's afraid to part with it. I laugh at him. It'd be even easier to spot you in a crowd, tall and bald. That sounds awful, he complains. It's my worst nightmare to stand out in a crowd. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just joking. I'm not going to shave anything here, I reassure him. I'm just a little nervous. I haven't changed my hair in a while, he admits. When was the last time you cut it? About 2 years ago, he says, not quite sure. A long time for all that hair to grow. Guess I was a little overdue for a cut, he shrugs sheepishly. Now I can't wait to cut it. Eventually, Aiden leaves the boutique and I'm back at work. It feels like I haven't talked to Lexi in forever. I've been so busy working on the client's commission, my own cosplay as well as Aiden's. It's been exhausting. I need a break. I'm in need of a vacation. Ugh. Lol. You and me both. Being busy working on all these cosplays. What about you? Angry at my manager. What did he do this time, lol? Be my manager. Lol. It's because he's younger, right? I deserve this promotion. Been working at this stupid chain for, I don't know, 4 years, and then he comes in and gets to be manager. No, fuck you. Angry, lol. Warring means working. Working, lol. Although it does feel like I'm whoring for them. No, there's a difference. It's hard to demand a promotion. I'm too quiet. Even though you're so vocal right now, lol. Well, that's with you, lol. I can rant at my girl. Uh-oh. You should really try it, though. Going up to your boss and asking if he'll consider you for a promotion. But it's so scary. He's just gonna say no. He's a grumpy fart. Butter him up? Like, give him something small on his birthday, and the next day ask for a promotion. Valkii, I don't even know how old he is. Let alone his birthday, lol. Well, he's gotta see potential in you somehow. It's Kate. I just cry on the inside. What if he actually sees it? What do you mean? What if he saw you dealing with a bad customer? I deal with bad customers every day, lol. Lol, well, what if I went undercover or something? Raise a big stink? For my boss, you mean? Maybe. Fool my boss, you mean? You know what? It's not the dumbest idea. Thanks, lol. But really though, if I can help out, let me know. I'll do it in a heartbeat. The best. I'll think about it. But enough about stupid work. Wanna play Arena? We haven't played in so long. I can definitely sneak in some playtime. She's right, I haven't played Arena in so long. Time to relax. It's nearly done, but the frustrating part is I can't get the LEDs to work right. The outfit has built-in optical fiber so that it could be flexible and bend, but the LEDs have to work before any light can shine through. I've worked with LEDs before. It's not the first time I've made something light up, but I wanted the lights to change based on outside sensors like night and dark. I'll be honest and say I'm a total electric newbie. At most, I can search up online or follow a guide, but I'm not getting many results. I'm gonna have to ask someone for help, won't I? I hear a knock on my window and I look up in surprise. Right, Aiden is coming. It's the weekend, so he had some time off to come over for his haircut. I drop the optical fibers onto the table and quickly let him in. Aiden enters the living room with me. No headphones this time? I ask, noticing it's missing from his neck. I've gotten used to seeing it by now. Aiden rubs his bare neck with his hand. I keep feeling like the map on my phone is moving, so I'm really paranoid about my food getting here and me not hearing it. Aiden rubs his bare neck with his hand, feeling its emptiness. Oh, right. I left it at home because I didn't want any loose hairs to get stuck. Wise decision, I agree with a grin. Let me change clothes while you go to the bathroom for now. Sure. Aiden remembers where the bathroom is from the last time he was here and swiftly makes his exit. Time to wear some comfy old clothes. Aiden is sitting on the toilet with its seat down, but gets up as I enter. His eyes widen slightly when he sees me. Oh, that's... How is that not falling apart? He asks, referring to my very old shirt. I pluck the white shirt between my fingers and pull it away from my chest, showing how wide it's gotten over the years. It's got holes here and there, looking quite ragged. Sheer willpower? I laugh. I've had this shirt since middle school. I think any middle schooler would drown in such a big shirt, he quips. Good thing you used to be a lifeguard, right? I joke. That gets a grin and a chuckle out of him. Okay, enough about my shirt. It's time to get down to business, I say, putting my hands on my hips. I take out all my tools for the job from the cabinets. Scissors, comb, straightener, spray bottle, and of course, a nylon hairdressing cape. Sit, I tell him, pointing at the toilet. Aiden obeys and silently sits down, his eyes at chest level with me now. I throw the cape around him and fasten it. This feels like I'm getting a professional haircut, Aiden notes. Am I gonna have to go through awkward small talk as well? He asks, feigning an uncomfortable look. I fill the spray bottle up with water and spray it a few times to test it. That was like a little ASMR. That was kind of nice. Depends, I start, whether you actually like talking to me or not. He hums. I guess it's okay, he says sarcastically. What, you're not even gonna rate me 5 stars? I ask, shocked. Only if the conversation is entertaining, he grins back at me. That cheeky little. Alright, mister, we're gonna chop off that hair and turn you into a magnificent Ruko, I say as I snip my scissors menacingly. Haha, that's not scary at all, he says, looking a bit frightened. Remember about that 5-star rating. I step close to him and start spraying some water onto his hair, combing through it with my brush. There's a picture of Ruko's haircut on the sink next to me, so I've got a good reference to copy. Starting with the front, I take a small lock of hair between my fingers and make a series of snips to chop it off. Aiden stays quiet as I shorten his bangs. Little by little, his face comes into view. A little awkward and uncomfortable, but his face does look quite handsome. Feels weird being able to see so much, he says. Oh, I'm cutting off even more, I reply, smirking. I start working on the side. So here's your awkward small talk for the day, I start. Oh, good, he replies sarcastically. I forgot to mention that my results came in clean. I snip away some hair near his ear, making sure not to nick him. Results? He echoes. I lean in close to his ear and whisper, the STD test? Yeah, that's so sexy. Aiden visibly twitches and shies away from me. Seems he's got sensitive ears. Oh, he says comfortably. Same. I stop cutting his hair. Same? I repeat. I got tested too, he admits. I tilt my head to the right. Huh, I say, not expecting that. I didn't realize you'd get tested. I thought you said you didn't have any experience and such. I continue to cut his hair. It's actually quite dry. He would benefit from some conditioner and maybe some oils. Well, he stammers. Thought it seemed fair. And as expected, nothing. I end up snorting. Well, I wouldn't expect anything either. He laughs in relief. I'd be quite surprised if they found something. And then wonder if perhaps I got abducted by aliens. Those are some thirsty aliens. They could have done anything, you know? Clearly, as the test results showed. Do you think they sell condoms that protect against aliens? I think they call those tinfoil hats. Aiden ends up laughing at that, moving his head forwards, and I end up cutting off too much of his hair. Oh, watch it, I warn him. Keep still before I mess up your hair. Aiden straightens his back with a cough. Right, sorry, he apologizes. I mean, don't apologize to me, apologize to yourself. You're the one who's getting it cut. I tell him. I don't think it can get any worse, to be honest, unless I went bald. We did mention no shaving, right? Debatable, I joke. I cut off a large chunk of hair and it falls down Aiden's shoulder. When he notices, he guffaws. That's a lot of hair. That's kind of what happens when you get your hair cut, I reply nonchalantly. He whines. Well, too late for second thoughts now, I tell him. If I stop now, you'll look like you've been hit with a lawnmower to the face. Is that an improvement to my current face? I stop. Just let me focus on cutting, okay? Aiden finally stops whining and I use my hand to turn his face so I can reach the back and I snip away the hair there. Looking back and forth to the reference picture, I get it pretty accurate even if I do say so myself. I stand in front of him, pulling down on his hair on both sides to see if it's symmetrical and even. Aiden tries his best not to stare directly at me, averting his bright eyes and looking at anywhere but my face. I brush away some loose strands from his neck and remove the cape. And done, I announce, stepping back. Aiden shifts around on the toilet, plucking away at his much shorter hair. It looks cute. How does it look? He asks, unsure. Really hot, I answer. Haha, funny. I chew on my bottom lip. Don't believe me? I made a good choice going for that particular Ruko hairstyle. It looks so good on you, I gush. Alright, let me see, he mumbles, getting up and walking towards the mirror. He stands in shock, staring at his new mirror image. I stand behind him with a big grin on my face. I'm good, right? I say excitedly. You can now see your actual eyes, and you have super pretty ones. The haircut really frames your face well. Aiden suddenly covers his face with both hands, though I can spot a hint of redness forming on his cheeks before they're hidden. Stop, you're embarrassing me, he grumbles. I run my fingers through his freshly cut hair and pluck it a bit to model. You look good, I say, complimenting him once more. Nothing to be embarrassed of. You really do just speak your mind whenever you want, don't you? He says exasperatedly, removing his hands from his face. I just don't want to lie to you, I say, smiling. You're a pretty boy. Accept it. Pretty boy, he shrieks. Stop teasing me so much, he pouts. Hey, if I was teasing you, I cut myself off before I say what I was going to say. I'd have pushed him down and taken his clothes off. Damn, this guy makes me horny. I look away from him. Never mind, you look nice. Stop complaining about it. I didn't expect it to actually look good, he says, pulling himself away from the mirror. I'm gonna take that as a compliment. So, do I look like Ruko? He asks, giving me a smile. I take a genuine look at him, taking in his new appearance. He does resemble him a lot now. You do, except for the hair color. His is red. Oh, right. Are we dyeing it now? No, we'll do that right before the con, since it washes out within a day or 3. Got it. Alright, let me clean up in here. It feels like there's Aiden all over my bathroom floor. Ugh, yeah, that is gross. Let me help. Aiden takes no time at all to start cleaning up the bathroom with me. At least he's polite and kind enough to offer. I keep sneaking glances at him because the new haircut looks great on him. I'm happy he seems to be okay with it. Once we're done, I show Aiden his current outfit so far. I fit the clothes onto his body and start to make adjustments on the fly. As the sewing machine continues to work, Aiden looks around the room and notices the other cosplay I'm working on. Oh hey, it's the LEDs, he says, looking at the long metallic skirt embedded with optical fibers. Yeah, I just can't get it to work with the microcontroller. Something isn't cooperating, I say with a sigh as I stop the sewing machine. Mind if I take a look at it? He suggests. Go ahead, here, let me show you. I show him the configuration I have set up, where the batteries are, the microcontroller, and that it's not working when I turn it on. You got any soldering equipment? He asks me. I can see what needs to be fixed. Sure, let me get it. I take out all my tools out of the cabinet and hand them over to Aiden. He's quiet as his brows furrow together in a serious expression. He's really focused like this. With the new haircut, it makes him look really attractive, I guess. I bite down on my nails and force myself to look away. Then he places the soldering iron in its resting position and flicks on the battery switch. All the lights in the metallic skirt spring to life, gradually changing colors as it cycles through its program. My mouth drops open in awe at the effect, as well as being impressed. What? How? I say as I get closer to him. Aiden smirks at me and points his finger at one of the joints. You had a cold joint, right here. Sorry, I don't speak solder. Basically, you used too much soldering wire here and created a joint that wasn't working. All I had to do was remake it, he explains. I had no idea. I've worked on some electronics every now and then for some costumes, but they all turned out fine. It's easy to oversee. Don't beat yourself up for it, he says with a chuckle. Well, thank you so much, I squeal. Aiden smiles happily at me, feeling bashful. No problem. Happy to be of help. How much do I owe you? I ask. Huh? His gleeful expression falters. I still remember that conversation about not working for free. He stammers, but I offered. It's okay, you don't need to pay me. I shake my head. No, that doesn't feel right. You should be compensated. I'm getting a lot of money from this client, so it's only fair. I grab my wallet out of my purse on my desk and fish out a 20 bill. So here, take it, please, I say. Aiden looks too hesitant to accept. No, really, I don't need it. It was something super small. Yeah, but, you know, one small thing leads to another, and the next thing you know, you're drilling holes into someone else's wall to install an Ethernet cable for free. Are you planning on remodeling your house? No, of course not, I laugh. But you were right, you and my brother. I shouldn't expect a favor like this for free, especially when I'm getting money out of it. So it'll make me feel a lot better if I paid you for your help. I offer the bill one more time, and after staring at it for a while, Aiden finally accepts it. You're right, that is true, he agrees. As he shoves it into his back pocket, he looks away from me. Then I will use this wisely. Yes, spend it on something you want. Aiden clears his throat as he clutches his hand into a fist. You. I want to spend it on you. Excuse me? I ask, caught off guard. I mean, on a date, he says, flustered. What? I can't help but say. He gulps nervously. Would you like to go on a date with me? Dun, 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 dun. Alright. Cute. I guess we're gonna go on a date, maybe? I'll see you in the next one.